Yeah, you can edit it out, right?
Yeah. Okay. Just a little bit more in, just like a hair. Yeah, you're good. No, yeah, you're good. Okay, it's recording. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna hit the
Music first.
music first.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, go ahead. We don't have to be perfect. Okay. Welcome. You can still play the music, right? We can play music a little bit.
Sure.
You're an Elvis fan.
Let's get into the spirit of it.
That's right, man. We are coming to you live from the headquarters of TCB,
headquarters, that's right.
who in his inaugural season has made the playoffs.
I did.
It's a special early Christmas edition of the Jacked Up Fantasy Football League preview show playoff edition. And I am joined by my co-host for the week, the owner of, and the winner of the Central Division, Zoli
That's
Balolo.
right. That's right. Limped in.
How do you feel, man?
Feel great now.
Feel
I
good?
Feel great. Yeah, I'm excited. Whenever it's playoff time, I'm excited.
Do you feel lucky that you're in the playoffs?
I feel blessed.
Can we tell the audience why you chose Elvis Blue Christmas as the
TCB,
intro?
taking care of business. Big Elvis fan, always have been.
For those of you that don't know Zoli very well, he's a huge Elvis fan.
Big time.
You know, I'm staying here in Tampa for the weekend to do the show with him, and he's got shit all over his house.
Because he's cool.
Yeah,
because he's cool.
He actually named his two dogs
Elvis and Priscilla.
and Priscilla, so that alone should tell you.
How gay I am.
Yes, you said it, not me. This is not coffee we're drinking.
It's cappuccino.
Actually, it's Heineken Light. And what are you drinking? PBR.
PBR.
PBR. We're gonna quickly recap, or actually preview. I'm
Preview, yeah. Not quite a recap yet.
We've already had a few beers, so
Yeah.
I like the outfit, man. Good stuff.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Good stuff.
Technical difficulties already.
What happened? Here we go.
All right, we're back up.
Yeah,
back up
that's
and
right.
running.
So
We have a technician that is does not have a lot of experience.
yeah. So snapping the fingers.
Yeah.
Usually means change the slides.
Who's this back, man? All right,
I've
there
done
we
it
go.
3 times. Here we go. Bear with us here. We have a new producer behind the camera. First off, cheers, man.
Salute.
I will not see you next week, so Merry Christmas
You
to
won't.
you and your lovely wife and
Same to
your
you as
family.
well. And enjoy the homemade limoncello.
Yes,
that
thank
you
you.
had to beg for.
Good stuff. Should we tell them that story too?
No, we can just get right into what we got.
All right. There we go, folks. Let's preview the 2 games, the playoff games. Congratulations, by the way, once again to the 4 teams. Spacebar changes the slide.
I made it. It's changing on this thing.
Oh, it's on a delay.
Oh, we have a technical difficulty.
Yeah,
there
so
again.
we'll just keep talking.
Let's go ahead.
The first game we're going to talk about is TNT and Bulldogs. Bulldogs 10-4, number 1 seed versus TNT. Wild card, we got very lucky. That's all right, no big deal. We don't need the slides. You guys get the picture. So let's look at the roster here. Let's take a look and see who has the advantage at quarterback. We got Phillip Rivers going for TNT. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right. Anyways, okay.
Don't hit the space bar anymore.
So Phillip Rivers, Tom Brady, obviously, there's an advantage for Tom Brady.
Yes.
Especially, I mean, you don't know how
nice.
how Mr. Tebow is going to do, but I have to say it's a clear advantage for Tom Brady. And I think that it's going to be a tight game. Obviously, you think different, and we have a little side bet on that, but
Yes.
I do believe that Tom Brady's going to have a pretty good day.
Well, both quarterbacks are going up against good defenses. I mean, Denver's turned out to have a good defense.
Well,
so,
Denver's defense has definitely helped Tebow get his nightly recognition on.
so you're giving the edge to
Not to Anthony on that one, yeah.
you're giving it to Bulldogs.
I am.
I agree. I think Mark has the edge at quarterback. I think Brady's gonna have a huge game. It's kind of bittersweet for Mark because he lives in Denver.
Right.
He may even be going to the game for all I know.
Right.
So he's rooting for the opposing team to go off, so he makes the championship.
You're right. You're right.
What did I say? Opposing team.
Michael Bush, Cedric Benson. I think that's a clear advantage for Michael Bush. I don't know how you feel about it. Detroit's defense hasn't been as stellar as it was in the beginning of the season.
I wouldn't call it a clear edge. I mean, Benson's going up against St. Louis.
Well, that's true too. St. Louis has definitely given up some gas yardage, but either way, I think maybe a push.
Okay, and then
All
obviously
We already know what MJD did.
Yeah, I mean he had a decent game, 100 yards rushing, but did not score. Gave him 11 points.
Shame he didn't get in the end zone. However,
Versus Mendenhall.
Frisco's defense is pretty stingy, and I'm not sure how well an injured Ben Roethlisberger is going to do. However, you have to think that Ben's not going to throw the ball a lot because of his ankle injury.
I think this is a low-scoring game between Pittsburgh and San Francisco, which means
It all comes down to
I'm
field
not
goal
sure.
kickers.
Yes, I'm not sure Mendenhall is going to put up a bunch of points.
Gotcha.
I think he'll score very close to MJD. Maybe get in a 1 yard, 2 yard run.
You got it.
Have about 10, 11 points. The receivers we got, Nelson, who is now the starter because Jennings is out for a few weeks. I mean, he is the third receiver, so he's always a starter. But now he's going to be lined up opposite of.
It's going to be tough for Bulldogs with the fact that Roddy White went off on Thursday, and
we're talking about Nelson. Okay, you want to talk about both receivers?
We're talking about receivers,
All right.
right? I mean, because Roddy already went off, so I think Plaxico and Gaffney, I mean, they got a lot of work to do to cover that gap.
Huge game for Roddy White. I was here on Thursday watching it with TNT, and he was excited. He was like a little baby, all happy, whatever. I mean, the guy just had a monster game, his best game of the season, at the perfect time. So
That's right.
Good for Tony on that one. Yeah, I agree. Jabbar Gaffney and Plaxico Burress, definitely the advantage here on the receivers goes to Tony.
Sure.
And a flex player, we got Sproles versus Garcon. I mean, why would anyone even have a Colts player?
Yeah, Pierre Garcon has had a pretty decent season, though. I mean, there's no going back from that. I mean, he's put up some surprise points, and Sproles, you just never know what New Orleans is going to do. They just run so many different looks. They're a pass-first game, and is he going to...
So you wouldn't have put in Jonathan Stewart, who's on the bench, as a flex instead of Garcon?
I definitely would have. I mean, Jonathan Stewart's...
It's hot as hell in this suit, man. Holy shit.
But Jonathan Stewart's had a really good couple weeks, man. I think he had 2 touchdowns 2 weeks ago. And we'll see. It might come down to that. You don't know.
Okay. And then for the tight end, we got Vernon Davis against Jason Witten. Witten's actually playing tonight. We're taping this on a Saturday night here in...
Live in Tampa.
Yes, live in Tampa. And, I mean, who do you give the edge here to? I mean, both are very good tight ends. Top
I
5
think
tight
it's
ends.
a toss. It's a toss.
Yeah, it's even. Kickers, Crosby's consistent. They're going to definitely score some points against the Chiefs versus the Patriots. I mean, thin air, he can kick a 50-yarder,
Well, that's very true, but is he going to be kicking field goals or extra points? So that's the thing that you're going to have to see.
Yeah, well, in my case, I hope extra points since I have a nice little bet with you.
Which I can't lose.
Yeah. So we got the Giants defense versus the Packers defense. And the Packers defense has been #1 fantasy football defense this year.
Right.
And the Giants have a good matchup.
Sexy Rexy has been known to throw some interceptions, so that could go the Giants' way as well. At 5 points a pop, that's...
I agree.
He had four interceptions 3 times this year. So Sexy Rexy does like to throw it in opposing numbers.
Good stats there. Okay, so it's time for our predictions in the game here. The way I see this is the only edge that I see with Mark is Tom Brady and the Packers defense. And maybe the kicker. Maybe. Everything else, I got to give the edge to TNT.
Well, I have to say, TNT already banged out 40 points, so he's going to be pretty tough to catch up to. I definitely give the edge to TNT.
Okay, but, I mean, we're talking player-wise. Is there anyone else on Bulldogs' team besides Brady and the Packers defense that you think has a clear edge?
Well, the Bulldogs team has not been known to put up a lot of points.
No.
And TNT is second in the league in scoring points.
I mean, not to be a dick to Mark, because I've been a dick to him all season, but he's 10-4. He's the #1 seed.
It's an overrated 10-4.
And nobody
bad
thinks.
about
Everyone thinks he's the weakest of the 4 teams in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
People even think that you're better than him, and what does that say? Because I mean, your team is not that good.
Right.
So anyway, so
I don't know how to take that compliment, but it was definitely backhanded.
Yeah. All right. So the predictions for the game, I like TNT for the reasons we just obviously discussed, plus the fact that he's already got 39 points from 2 players. That's a huge advantage with Roddy White going off, and I think that could be the difference in the game. I think TNT goes to the championship game. We'll see in just a few seconds who we think is going to play.
I think it's TNT's game to lose.
Okay, I agree. Let's move on to the next team. We hit the space bar just once. while we adjust here.
All right, it's just not. Oh, there we go.
We're way off. That's okay. No problem. No big deal. So here we go. The next game is Farmers Tan, winner of the East Division, versus this man right here to my left, or right if you're looking from the camera angle, Mr. TCB.
It's an uphill battle for sure.
All right, so let's go. Let's break this down for you, man. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, best fantasy player in the league by far.
Yeah, but Eli Goofball Manning. I mean, this guy.
Well, this is a game for him too. They always play the Skins very well, and he can go off. It could be a 4-touchdown game for
He is Mr. Fourth Quarter. He's got like 14 fourth quarter touchdowns. I mean,
well, and then also you have to look that he's got the double dip because he's got Cruz part of that.
Yeah,
lineup
thanks
as
to
well.
my brother Jake, who, you know,
Well,
he is one of the worst talent evaluators in the league.
I don't know. He did get Drew Brees
Well, that's
on a ridiculous.
that fell on a plate. I mean,
Yes.
silver platter for.
The 3-time champ definitely gave that one away.
I mean, I've already talked to Zach about this, but like, honestly, I think had that trade not happened, Zach's in the playoffs.
Zach's in the playoffs for sure.
No doubt.
That's right.
All you gotta do is win one game.
And TNT's riding the non-playoff bench like usual. You're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
So, but you know what? I mean, you look at Rodgers, you look at Manning. You know, on paper, Rodgers is a better quarterback, but I think this game, I have to give this an even. It's an even matchup to me. It really is. Because I think Manning's hot, man. He can have 3-4 touchdowns.
The last time we faced off, Manning and Cruz went off in the second half and got me a loss in that one. So
That's
it
right.
makes me a little nervous.
I didn't bring this up in the last game. I'm just going to backtrack 1 second. But TNT lost to the Bulldogs. It was like 80-65 or something like that. It was a very low-scoring game. So obviously Tony's already almost there with 39 points. In your case, did you beat Farmers Tan?
I did not. No.
Okay. All right, so here's your chance.
No, it came down to a Monday night game, and
Okay.
my team shit the bed.
Okay. So we got running backs. We got Jackson and Pierre Thomas versus Gore and Rice. I've been saying this all year. Bubba has the best 3 running back tandem, although this week it looks like he's only got 2.
He does, but Frank Gore is going against a very stingy Pittsburgh defense. And they're not really known to give up a lot of yards on the ground. So it'll be interesting. However, Frank Gore is a double threat, and he can catch the ball from the backfield, and that could blow the bell for him.
He's a big part of that offense, and I mean Ray Rice has been a stud this year. I mean he's.
And San Diego, definitely, the defense is just not there. So Ray Rice could have a monster game.
But in your case with Pierre Thomas, he's been starting to play better. I agree with you having him in the starting lineup, and you know Steven Jackson's a beast. They're playing the Bengals. I mean their defense started off good this year, but then they kind of like you know.
Well, I need some things to happen. That's for sure. And that goes along with Vincent Jackson as well. I really need some production from him. He's shown some really good moments of brilliance, and then he's also been pretty lazy and not done anything either. So I need a lot of things to happen over here.
Okay, so I mean receiver-wise, let's talk about that. He's got Miles Austin, who's coming back from the hamstring injury. He's playing tonight. Victor Cruz, of course, we talked about that, the double dip with Eli Manning, and what's this guy's name? Denarius Thomas from Denver.
Yeah.
I mean. I think your receivers have the edge here. I think Steve Smith's going to have a big game against Houston. I think Carolina is actually going to probably upset Houston. And Steve Smith has a big game.
I do question the start of Thomas over Lloyd. I think that it could be an oversight. I think if I would have to start that, I think I'd put Lloyd in my flex position, but we'll see what happens.
Well, we'll make sure that we post this like after 1 o'clock tomorrow, so he doesn't see this. And maybe he'll second guess himself after watching this, but it'll be too late.
I hope so.
It'll be too late because he plays at 1.
You got it.
All right, so I agree with you. I think that Lloyd over Thomas is a better. But you know what? Patriots secondary is not that great, so you know.
That's true.
So we'll see. Tight end Gresham and Hernandez. You know, Hernandez is definitely the second tight end option on that team after Gronkowski, who's having just a monster season. And your guy,
if Gronkowski gets a double team, Hernandez could look pretty tasty.
Yeah. People are going to eventually start double teaming this guy, right? So Gresham, I mean, you know, of all the tight ends, that's the best you can come up with?
It is. It is. It is. Unfortunately, that's been a weak link all year for my team, is not having a strong tight end. And that's my own fault because I think if you look back, I may have drafted him in one of the last rounds. So
wow.
Maybe there's a little bit of a rookie mistake.
Okay.
Maybe grab a tight end a little quicker in the league.
Let's look at the kickers, Akers and Falk. I think it's pretty even
A
there.
toss-up right there.
Exactly. And then the defense, I like the Saints defense this week against
I
Minnesota.
like the Saints in this one. However, the Seahawks defense has been playing killer,
Yeah.
and I had a chance to pick them up on the waiver wire, and I grabbed the Saints back. Where maybe I could have took those Seahawks, but we'll see. I think again that's a toss-up.
Yeah, I mean, last week the Lions had, I think, 63 points on defense in fantasy football, of course,
Right.
versus Minnesota and the rookie quarterback, and that's really the only reason why Andy is not the Central Division champion. We agree, right?
That's right.
Had he played the Lions defense and not the other defense, he would have won his division, and you would not be sitting here.
I might be sitting here, but not talking about playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs. No playoffs. Yeah, you'll be doing the Jim Mora thing, basically.
Exactly.
So, but my point is that Saints have an advantage here, and I think you're right. Seahawks can score some points because
So let's go. Come on, let's bring it down. I mean,
All right.
obviously, I'm gonna say I like my chances. I do have a little bit of a fight left, but let's go ahead.
Well,
What do you say, Commish?
I think you're an underdog, but I do think that in fantasy football, man, anything can happen.
That's right.
And I will not be shocked if you win, and I wouldn't
All right.
be shocked if you lose. But I mean, he has a better team. He's been scoring a lot of points. That's the thing. Your team's got to come up huge. Obviously, I'm pointing out the obvious here, but he can score some points. So you need
So,
you need Rodgers to just go off.
well, Commish, let's get down to it then. What do you feel for the championship game? I mean, obviously, we agreed TNT.
Okay, here's, if you remember, 6 weeks ago, or whatever it was when I last came to Tampa, I said, last year was an All-Serbian championship final.
Right.
This year, I predicted an All-Italian championship final. And I'm going to stick with that, I'm going with the underdog.
So we're
If-
saying
if you had a mascot, I'll do the Lee Corso and put it out right now, but you don't. But I'm going with the dog. I'm taking TCB
So we're
to
saying-
upset Farmers
so we're
Tan.
saying no matter what, the trophy's coming to Tampa.
No matter what, the trophy's coming to Tampa.
That's right.
And
And it ain't gonna leave for a while.
yes,
Who knows? Who knows? That's a challenge back to you, Zach.
there you go. There you go. Well, trust me, I think Zach's already prepping for next year's draft.
I hope
after,
so.
After not making the playoffs.
Well, it doesn't really matter about his draft. It's what his trade selections are going to be.
Yeah. Trust me. I talked to him a couple of days ago. He still thinks that was a good trade if Shaw doesn't get hurt. He's in the playoffs. But
If my aunt had balls, she'd be my daughter.
I didn't hear that one before. That's a good one, dude.
Yeah, right.
All right, so that's all the time we have for the show. Again, good luck to all 4 teams. This is about the only time we're on cue with the right slide. Good luck to all 4 teams. As I'm getting flipped off here by your wife. But
The producer.
we're going. You want to tell them why we're dressed in these ridiculous outfits? Why we're dressed this way?
No, why are we dressed this way? Definitely Validee is in Tampa because it's party night tonight.
Yes.
We had a little bit of a pregame yesterday, and it's going to continue on, and hopefully the commish doesn't get too dizzy tonight.
What are you talking about, man?
Sleeping in a cab, that's what I'm talking
What
about.
are you talking
What
about?
am I talking about?
As Jake would say. Anyway, good luck to the other 3 teams since you're sitting here next to me. And we'll be watching the games tomorrow. I'll be rooting for the 2 Italians, man. Sorry.
There we
I
go.
know I'm Serbian. I should be rooting for Boban. Boban's not really even Serbian. He doesn't even speak the language. I mean, he was born here.
Never met him, so I have nothing.
He has a Serbian name. That's about the only Serbian in him. But good luck to all 4 teams. Even Mark Bulldog has a chance. You never know, man.
That's right. Let's blur out some Elvis and end this thing on a high
Yeah,
note.
let's end this on a high note, man. Merry Christmas to all you that celebrate Christmas. I don't think we have any Jewish owners there.
We don't care. Italian power. Italian
It
power.
is happy Hanukkah, whatever. Cheers as we listen to a little bit of Elvis.
Boom, 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 boom.
Sing it for us, man.
I don't think so.
That's the wrap. Peace out.
There was something wrong with this. I don't think it's